Tinubu vows to prioritize welfare of servicemen and women as he unveils armed forces emblem. Interior Ministry set to enhance national security. On sports, Nigerian Flying Eagles retain WAFO Under-20 title. Good day, everyone. Thanks for being part of today's edition of the Grill News Bulletin on the Nigerian Correctional Service online television. I am Assistant Superintendent of Corrections, Taiwo Mohuno, welcoming you on today's news. Welcome back. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has vowed to always prioritize the welfare of servicemen and women as he acknowledged the armed forces' crucial role as the federal government's first line of defense. Tinubu made the statement during the launch of 2025 Nigerian Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem at the Kansas Chamber of the Aso Villa in Abuja. He also heightened the importance of security in Nigeria's economic future and promised continued resources allocation to address security challenges. The president also honored military personnel who lost their lives in line of duty. As part of the effort to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's priority attention on security and advance a renewed hope agenda, the Ministry of Interior had a two-day performance contracting retreat in Abuja with the team United Front for a Secured Nation and Future to align its agency with the national security objectives. While delivering his opening address, the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tijiojo, described the ministry's crucial role in Nigeria's future as foundational and a core pillar of national progress. Dr. Tunji Ojo emphasized the distinct responsibility of each agency under the ministry's umbrella, stressing that each of them contribute directly to securing Nigeria's future. He also encouraged the service heads to adopt transformative measures with their respective mandates, reminding them that the retreat is about reinforcing the shared mission and ensuring that every action contributes to a safer and more resilient Nigeria. In another development, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, said the retreat transcends formalities to define moment for the ministry to commit to set measurable targets that reflect impact on nation security and well-being. As part of the effort to give inmates better spiritual reformation and effective rehabilitation in custodial centers within Taba Command, the Controller of Corrections of the state, Murtala Muhammad Aruna, had a meeting with the leaders of the Christian and Islamic faiths. The Command Public Relations Officer, Superintendent of Corrections, Nana Margaret Kemp, reported that the Controller stressed the need for consistency in spiritual guidance and extension of chaplaincy activities to all custodial centers in the command. The clerics reassured the Controller of improved religious services, stating the achievement as Bible study classes, various examination and certification. They also listed out some of their challenges, to include logistics and administrative protocol. The Controller promised them of speedy processing of application in line with correctional service rules and regulations. He also promised to visit the Christian Association of Nigeria and Muslim Council of Taraba State to create a lasting working environment for positive reformation of inmates. The Taraba State Muslim Council had earlier promised the appointment of imams and provision of allowances for them. If you're just joining us, you are on to the Grill News Bulletin coming to you from the Nigerian Correctional Service Television. Governor of Sokoto State pardons 113 inmates. These and other stories after the break. Don't go away.
The Nigerian Correctional Service is a government institution saddled with the responsibility of providing public safety through taking into safe and humane custody all persons legally interned by court of competent jurisdiction for the purpose of reformation, rehabilitation, and also administer non-custodial measures and further facilitate their social reintegration back to the society. The service is positioned to provide public safety and deterrence in a manner that promotes national peace and prosperity. Stop attack of custodial center as it is a critical national security asset. Stop the stigmatization of ex-offenders. Anytime you stereotype them, you are indirectly sending them back to crime. Support the effort of Nigerian Correctional Service to reform, rehabilitate, and reintegrate ex-offenders back to the society.
Good to know you are still with us. This is the Green News Bulletin on Nigerian Correctional Service online television. In exercise of his constitutional power and to further decongest custodial centers, the Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu, has granted the pardon of 113 inmates across the custodial center in Sokoto State Command. The inmates who enjoyed the governor's gesture are 67 convicted inmates who were released unconditionally. 23 on death row were commuted to life imprisonment, while 23 on life imprisonment were converted to 25 years imprisonment each. The Command Public Relations Officer Amza Abdullahi Dengayadi reported that the State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Barrister Nasiru Mohammed Banji, who represented the governor, said the gesture is in line with the provision of Section 212 of Nigerian's Constitution and recommendations by the Correctional Service on inmates who have exhibited good behavior. Barrister Binji further announced cash donation of 50,000 naira each to release inmates for transportation and admonished them not to go back to crime. Meanwhile, the Controller of Corrections Sokoto State Command, Lawa Idris Gusso, in his welcome address, applauded the governor's gesture, stressing that it is in line with the policies and program of the service to decongest overcrowding in all custodial centers. To the released inmate, the controller encouraged them to be of good ambassadors of the center by utilizing the skills and knowledge they got from the reformation and rehabilitation program of the center. Still on the conjunction of facilities, the Governor of Zamfara State, Dr. Dauda Lawal, also approved the release of 30 inmates serving various sentences and converted the sentence of 1 lifer to 5 years sentence in the Medium Security Custodial Center, Gusau, Zamfara State. Governor Lawal gave the approval when he visited the custodial center and went through the records of inmates as presented by the correctional authorities. He further presented 50,000 naira cash to each of the released inmates to aid their transportation and reintegration back to the society. The Command Public Relations Officer, Assistant Superintendent of Correction, Mustafa Abubakar, reported that after touring around the facility, the governor was accompanied by the Secretary to the State Government, Chief of Staff, Commissioner of Works, Justice, Women Affairs, and other dignitaries. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tijiojo, has called on graduates of the 34th International Assistant Superintendent of Corrections International Basic Course at Correctional Service Staff College, Kaduna, to strike a balance between fairness and compassion in the discharge of their duties as trained commissioned officers. Tijiojo made this call when delivering his keynote address at the passing out parade of 393 cadets at the college. The minister, who was represented by the Secretary of the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Service Board, Jafaru Ahmed, reminded the graduates that the expectations placed on them are very high to achieve the expected change.
As correction officers, you must enforce discipline within our custodial centers. However, as human beings, you are also entrusted with the rehabilitation, reformation, and integration of inmates into the society. This responsibility is not one to be taken lightly, and I trust that the knowledge you have acquired here will serve you well in this regard. Throughout your 6 months of training, you have been taught not only the legal frameworks governing your duties, but also modern techniques in correction management. You have learned how to engage with inmates, how to maintain their dignity, and how to foster an environment that encourages the 3 R's, namely reformation, rehabilitation, and reintegration. This human approach to corrections is key to reducing recidivism and making our society more safer for everyone. As newly inducted Assistant Superintendents of Corrections are at the forefront of this change. The expectations placed on you are high. The renewed hope agenda of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the federal government of Nigeria is taking steps to improve the general state of infrastructures in the nation's correctional facilities. The federal government is also taking measures to improve the welfare and well-being of correctional officers and the inmates in correctional centers.
In the service, he admonished the Gambian officers to be good ambassadors of the college and also use the knowledge acquired to improve the Gambian prison service. He also reminded them of the bond between Nigerian Correctional Service and the Gambian prison service. In another development, the Gambian ambassador to Nigeria, Mohammed Musa Ajayi, said the bilateral relationship between Nigeria and the Gambia has been very positive. He described the event as a show of professionalism and dedication to duties.
Several decades, since the 90s, we've had very good bilateral ties with Nigeria, our brothers, and most of our senior officers were trained in Nigeria here, and they range from the security sector, the judiciary, and the educational sector. Really, we're happy, and what I saw today was a very high level of professionalism, dedication to details, and
Ambassador Ajayi promised to continue with the bilateral relationship with Nigeria as a member of NCoS community or countries to change the perception of prison service.
May I most humbly acquaint our guests good morning.
And on sports, the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, Ibrahim Gosso, has applauded the Flying Eagles under-20 team for the fighting spirit and general improvement throughout the tournament. This follows the team's impressive performance as they defended their West African Football Union, WAFO, under-20 championship title with a thrilling 2-1 victory over Ghana in Lome, Togo. Marobo area, he scored the 2 goals. The first goal came in the 35th minute, with him expertly finishing off a flying move. The Beyond Limit FA product doubled the lead just before half-time. That's where we draw the curtain on this edition, as written and compiled by Deputy Superintendent of Corrections, Franca Awa. Thanks for being part of it. Always like, subscribe, and share on our social media channels showing on your screen. I am Assistant Superintendent of Corrections, Taiwo Monu, saying bye for now.